I want to go over the next part of the lab, the graph that you need to insert, and all the different things you're going to need to do to get the graph constant and answer the questions after that. So here are 8 trials that I did using the virtual lab. So the data is going to look a little different than what you've got. But once you have your speeds, your distance in millimeter, and your time in seconds, you're going to want to make a graph of time versus distance. So you're going to go up here to insert graph. Let's move it out of the way of the data. Okay, that should be good. All right, first thing that you want to do is you want to make sure that you pick a scatter plot. All right, then the x-axis is going to be distance. So when we see here add x-axis in the menu here, when we click on that, we want to select a data range for the x-axis. Okay, so distance, we're going to go right up to the label and highlight all the data that we collected and hit OK. All right, so now there's our x-axis. Scroll down a little bit more where it says series. That's going to be the y-axis. So when we click this, we get this menu option where it has like the little grid over here to the right. So where you hover over that, it says select the data range, click on that, and highlight all the times with the label. Hit OK. All right, you should get something that looks like this. And that's what you want. Now we're going to customize our graph. You might want to add titles and things like that. So time versus distance. All right. Let's put a subtitle, which would be your name. All right. You want to label your axes, so vertical, time in seconds, and horizontal axis, distance in millimeters. Okay, so I've got all the stuff my graph needs really as far as titles go and labels. Now we want to go down to series. So go to series. When we open up this menu, this drop-down menu, you want to scroll down. We want to click on the box for trend line. All right, now it's going to default to linear, but this is not the best fit for this. It's kind of hard to see with the way the points are right here, but the best fit is going to be a power series. And then after we click power series, scroll down where it says label, click that menu, and then select use equation. All right. Make sure you do not check off the box show R squared. Do not do that. All right. Because sometimes when you click this, you accidentally hit that one. All right. So use equation. All right. So there's our equation. Now this equation, it doesn't say it right in the front here, but this would be like y equals 0.0274x raised to the 0.489. All right, so there's your equation for your graph. Now the graph constant is this number right here. Okay, let me see if I can get this a little bigger so we can talk about it. Okay, there we go. Okay, so here's my equation for the graph. The graph constant is this 0.0274. That's my graph constant. All right. X represents the distance, okay? And it's being raised to 0.489. So in this case, I want you to round that to 1 decimal place. So that should be 0.5. Anything raised to 0.5 is really the square root. So if I were to read this to you, I would say y equals 0.0274 times the square root of x. Now, if I substitute what x represents and what y represents time and x represents distance. So I would read this to you as time equals 0.0274 times the square root of distance. And that's the equation that you're going to use to solve other parts of this lab for analysis. Okay.